Hello, good afternoon to you. Welcome to Business. Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, says the introduction of the new high-value notes should not be misinterpreted to mean a shift from the bank's policy of pursuing a cashless society. The governor of the central bank has been explaining the rationale for the introduction of the new 100 and 200 Ghana cedis, as well as 2 Ghana cedis coin. Economist.
The purpose for this meeting is to inform you of the introduction of 2 higher denomination cedi banknotes and the 2 Ghana cedi coins. As you may recall, in May this year, the Bank of Ghana put into circulation upgraded banknotes of the Ghana cedi. The rationale for upgrading the banknotes was primarily to enhance the security features of the banknotes in the context of an evolving technological landscape, and to bring on board features that will secure the currency and make it difficult for counterfeiting. In addition to enhancing the security features, the upgraded banknotes came with specific features to improve durability and enhance their machine readability. The upgrade exercise retained the design features of the existing series of banknotes and coins, as introduced 12 years ago in 2007, in a redenomination exercise that sought to recalibrate the currency due to the significant deadweight burden, which was a legacy of long periods of high inflation and currency devaluation. The redenomination exercise aimed to eliminate 4 zeros from the existing unit of currencies in an attempt to introduce efficiency in the economy and remove the deadweight burden associated with transactions. At the time of the redenomination, the 1 Ghana cedi was equivalent to $1 US. The highest denomination then was the 50 Ghana cedi, which was equivalent to the $50 US. 12 years after the redenomination exercise, sustained periods of high inflation and the perennial depreciation of the currency have eroded in real terms the face value of the series of notes. As is the normal practice in all jurisdictions, central banks do periodically undertake a review of the structure of their currencies with a view to make sure that they are aligned with macroeconomic conditions and demand. In fact, international best practices requires monetary authorities to review their currency regimes at intervals of between 5 and 10 years, with the aim of ensuring that demand for banknotes are well aligned with economic activity, address weaknesses and challenges associated with the bank management of the notes and coins in circulation, assess the non-usage of a particular series to ensure efficiency in printing, and address technological innovations that impact the usage of currency.
And in other news, economist Professor Eric Osesibi says low confidence in microfinance institutions will not augur well for development of the non-bank financial sector, including microfinance and savings and loans companies. He was reacting to the latest Afrobarometer survey on confidence in the financial sector that suggests banks remain the most trusted financial institutions in the country, even after the shake-up of over the past 2 years. Professor Osesibi was speaking on the business edition of PM Express last night.
Confidence in banking is everything. If people have trust in the banking system, then it encourages financial intermediation. It deepens the process of financial intermediation. So I'm happy to learn that the confidence within the mainstream banking system, is picking up, and this is quite positive for that. But at the lower end of the market, it's quite scary. I mean, that is where the actual thing happen where people have access to microcredit and you know, they're able to finance their small businesses and others. So the mobilization at that lower end is key, you know, for the expansion of these economies. And so if people are not getting they are having trust and confidence within the micro enterprises and its, the social operations and others, then it's really worrying. If you look at the third one, which is, I think, is home, which means that really people have
more confidence
in
their money
at home, you know, stashing them under their pillows, and that really is a leakage to the income flows and to the intermediation process.
Away from banking, the leader and king of the Nigerian community in Ghana, Dr. Chukwudi Inetu, has blamed the Nigerian government for the closure of its borders without prior notice to its neighboring countries. In an interview with my colleague Emmanuel Ante, Dr. Chukwudi said the decision has disrupted the businesses of Nigerian traders in other African countries. According to him, even though the closure of the Nigerian borders by government has benefited especially Nigerian farmers, it has also heightened the tension between Nigerian traders and its neighbors, especially Ghana. You can take a listen to him.
It is a very worrisome situation since the border closure between the Nigeria and the other countries surrounding Nigeria. People are agitating a lot. People are complaining that their goods, the perishable goods that they do send to Nigeria, they've all gotten spoiled at the various borders. And people also are agitating that those goods they are sending to Nigeria, they borrowed money from banks, financial institutions, and individuals. And right now, as those goods are perishable goods, they cannot be able to pay back their debt. Some people are also complaining that they are developing high blood pressure because of this situation. But to me, the other way I look at it is this: every country always want to tighten up their security, always want to make sure that their country is protected based on the leadership of that particular government. But the area I have serious concern was I expected that before such measures would take place, at least my great nation, Nigeria, should have give a notice of maybe 2 or 3 months notice that in a time like this, or in 2 months or 3 months time, that the borders will be closed for XYZ reason. So at that level, those that import goods down to Nigeria through the borders will know that in 2 months' time or 3 months' time, there's no need of we sending haulages to Nigeria. If we do that, our goods will get stuck at the border. But because information like this was not given and the border just shut down, this is area it is affected.
Responding to the assertion by the Ghana Union of Traders Association that the Nigerian traders are hijacking Ghanaian businesses, he said it is only a healthy competition which the Ghanaian traders are not taking advantage of.
Nigerians in this country, we are not here to take out Ghanaian jobs from them. I have said this over and over in so many platforms. Nigerians are rather here to help to build the nation. Ghanaians are also in Nigeria to help to build Nigeria. Ghanaians are also in abroad to help to build that country where they are. So any country where you're situated, you are there to help to build that nation. So we are not taking their business away from them, no. But rather, in every business there must be competition. Okay, look at in terms of politics. We have various political parties. We have NPP, we have NDC, we have CPP, we have this and all that. Remember that every political party have their own package. Every political party criticizes each other. But the bottom line is there is a ruling government. In that ruling government, they are doing things also to compete with the manifesto of other people to get the better thing. That is competition. The same way in our various offices, where you are today, the company where you're working, JoyNews, and there are so many other industries of media here. There's competition for your content and a whole lot of things. So in the market here, if there's no competition between the traders, the country will be stagnant. Look at the beautiful clothes you are wearing. Maybe you are the importer of these clothes. You might be lucky to get it somewhere, these things on the discount price.
And that was the king of the Nigerian community here in Ghana. That's it for business. I'll be back on the marketplace with more updates. My name is Emmanuel Abuaji. We have a good afternoon.